Is it possible that a picture of my soon-to-be ex-wife's asshole could save my marriage?
This is a reader DM?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
My
Why don't you show it to me? I'll decide.
Believe me, thought about it. Thought about asking for the evidence. My wife and I filed for divorce a few weeks ago, but it's been in the works for a couple years. The problems we had in our marriage were primarily financial, where she always spent way more money than our budget allowed and racked up credit card debt, often without my knowledge, on cards I had no idea about. She also complained about me drinking too much. Once a week with my friends seemed like a lot to her because she's not a drinker. There's no way this guy was just going out once a week. Sex was infrequent, but great whenever we had it. Our 2 kids cock-blocked us a lot over the last 3 years. Since finalizing our decision to get divorced in January, her sex drive has been insane. She wanted to fuck me pretty much every day, multiple times a day, and she's telling me she can't fathom losing me. I regularly remind her of the problems that led us to this point, and she always responds with, quote, "I'm going to regret losing you forever if I do." I moved out 2 weeks ago, and the sex is still happening 2 to 3 times a week when she pushes to come over to my house or for me to come over to hers. Last night, she let me take pictures of her after sex for me to, quote, jerk off to while we're not together. I have to admit, this is Jackie earmuffs. I have to admit, I lost my spot. Where is it? I have to admit, the picture of her spreading her ass cheeks is making me question if I should get divorced. It's the hottest fucking thing she has ever done, and the picture is top notch. I still realize we have a lot of problems, but shit like this makes my dumb brain see past all that because anyone else getting to enjoy that would infuriate me. Can't tell if she's doing this to get back together with me or further ruin my life. So I ask again, is it possible?
Women.
There is so much jam-packed in here. Like, first of all, this
I can't
dude
tell if she's doing this because she loves me or hates me.
That is incredible.
That is
The fact
basically
that
every relationship ever.
The fact that that is so common that men would have that in their brains, like you're either doing something that is so incredibly selfless and loving and amazing, or it's the most diabolical plot I've ever heard of in my life. And it is a coin flip on which one it could be. That's crazy. It's also crazy that this man listed out the most serious of relationship issues. Drinking problems, financial problems, doing things behind my back, lying to me. I mean, check. All of the worst of the worst. And then the thought that all of that might be erased by a picture of her asshole, while ridiculous, is an entirely reasonable question.
100%.
Because that type of sex and that single picture. Oh, and then the last thing, which is so normal and real and a major issue, is not even the thought necessarily of like, oh man, she's so hot, I want her. It's I don't want anyone else to have her.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm over this chick,
very
but I don't want someone. Super manipulative, super controlling. But the thought of like, oh man, she's gonna fuck someone. Like, especially like you've been together when you're with somebody and you like turn them out, like you like you like figure, you know, that you figure each other's sex lives out like together, you know what I mean? And you turn them into like a freak, and then it's like, and now someone else just gets to reap that. Yeah. Fuck that. Like it's almost like you know when they sell, you know, when you sell NFTs, how you might not know this. So if you make an NFT, and then someone buys it from you, if that next person sells it, you still get
10%.
Like, yeah. You should get 10% of the sex of your exes.
Yeah.
So
it's like I gave you job training. You can't go work somewhere else.
Exactly.
You have to work here.
You know what it's like? It's like when you in finance, if you work for a company and they pay for your MBA, you have to work for them because they're like, we're not going to pay for your schooling, and then you just bounce and go to another firm. Right. So I'm not going to turn you in to like a porn star, and then some other guy night one gets the full fucking treatment. Fuck that. Yeah. Unless like every now and then you have to come back and fuck me like once a month. You know what I mean? I get 10% of the sex. So tell your new boyfriend once a month, you have to fuck me, and it's because it's a good deal. Trust me, because you're gonna get it every other night. You know, you get it the other 29 days a month. Because of the work I did. So I understand this guy from top to bottom. I get all of it.
They must have just been like, they must be kind of like high school sweethearts, right? Or college.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Because like, guess what, dude? They all have assholes.
I was going to say, you can get pictures of assholes, you know? But
everyone's got an asshole.
Now, but I'll say this. Not all assholes are created equal.
No, that's
There
true.
are some pictures you do not. I'm like, close those cheeks up. You know? Squeeze them together. I don't want to see that.
That's why I think like amateur porn is such a
Hit or miss.
gift to society. 'Cause it's like, just so you know, don't always expect the porn star asshole.
And boy, there's nothing quite like, what's a good comparison? Perhaps pizza? No. What's a good comparison for like the good ones are good and the bad ones are bad?
Tuna sandwich.
Tuna assholes are like tuna. They're either gonna be like, wow, this is great, or it's like, oh my god, I don't ever want to even look at that thing, let alone eat it. What?
I'm just holding down a gag right now. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're past it.
But so when this guy's got a good tuna sandwich on his hands, okay, and it's his and it's hers, it's theirs together, and while I will say there's other, you can get other pictures, you got to put in some work before you get a casting couch. Spread your cheeks. Spread your cheeks is intimate.
You got to put in a few babies. It seems.
Yeah, right. Apparently you have to be like married.
I do like it is like I think it's guys and girls, which is like everything is wrong with this relationship. But I might get horny later.
Yeah, it really is. The horny police should be an actual thing. What a great skit that would be! Like they bust down your door with the fucking barricade thing, and there's a dog who comes in with a little mini bat and actually hits you before you text your ex, before you stay in a marriage that is clearly horrific. Just because you can get your fuck on.
Dude, anytime
the horny police actually hitting you with a real bat would be unbelievable.
It is crazy the power people have over one another. We're like, the man said our divorce has been years in the making. I haven't been happy since fucking Obama was in office, the guy said. And then he goes, but that butthole, pretty good.
That asshole. I mean, it is the power that it has over people is nuts. Like you lose your brain, you lose your mind.
Yeah.
This like if this I would love to if this here man got this story from another friend, like financially, trust-wise, like happy, like everything catastrophic. But should I stay together for her butthole? You'd be like, fucking no. But when you're in it, you're like, well, maybe hear me out, guys, hear me out. I mean, the decision-making process.
I feel like it's not fair that he didn't show us the picture. I gotta know.
I'm gonna text him right now.
I
think it's only fair. Swear to God that you show us the picture.
Let me check the spokes on that wagon wheel.
If he sends it to us, I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it now because that might. We are discussing now, but need the full info.
By that, I mean
harassment.
We gotta see if this axle is worth changing if we're gonna go to California.
So, I pose the question to you, Feidelberg. Is it possible, and is it reasonable to, maybe to save this marriage?
It's completely unreasonable, but understandable.
It's understandable and it's possible.
You think it's possible?
Oh, no. I mean, listen, they're doomed. But I think it's entirely possible that, and we're really specifying the picture situation here, but I'm bigger picture. I think it's entirely possible that the sex, I know this for a fact. What I'm about to say is not novel. Sex can keep you in a relationship that you should not be in.
Oh, yes.
So we are now, we are at the 11th hour here. We're at DEFCON 1, whatever phrase you want to use. So it's bad, and ain't it always the way? It's like if you just fucked him like you did in the last minutes of this horrible relationship, if you just did that regularly, and you guys had this feeling of jumping each other's bones and being open and, hey, let me take pictures for you, and that's all the stuff. That's all raunchy, but it's what it is going out of your way for another person. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. So it's like if you had just done this, and if he had shown the same interest and the same oh my God, you're so hot, you guys probably would be happy. But you waited until it's too late. But every relationship has that moment where it's kind of like, well, it's too late now. It's too little, too late. Where it's like if you had done this earlier,
you think that conquers? I think that people who like to drink and people who don't drink cannot be in a relationship together.
That's true. So you're saying because he goes out and
I think you can be. Actually, yeah, I don't think I I guess because a recovering alcoholic is always gonna see signs of like, well, that's how I was. Like, no, I just like having a fucking beer.
Yeah,
you were fucking waking up in like sewers.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. I got drunk last night. I got home. I came in bed. Whatever. Like you.
If you're a drinker, you would understand that. And if you're not, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah. I also think there's just something to, you know. I think when women, especially once you're becoming a mom and you're getting pregnant, there's like months and years at a time you're not drinking while someone else still is. I think it just becomes a whole dynamic that gets like fucked up. So I think that, and then on top of that, if you're just not a drinker, period. I agree with you. What I'm saying here is I agree with you. I think television, I've always said, like being on the same page TV wise is hugely important. I think same thing like socially. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be drinking. Like, I mean, just like, do you go out and I don't sort of thing?
Right.
Then it's going to be, especially usually stereotypically with girls, it's like, have you seen, there's like a viral TikTok that was like, when girls are about to go on a girls' weekend, or it starts off the other way. When guys are going on a guys' weekend, it's like, where are you going? Who are you going to be with? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And he's like trying to get out the door and answering a million questions. And then with the girls, it's like, hey, I'm going on the girls' weekend. He's like, okay, babe. She's like, don't you want to know? I'm like, okay, bye. Like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. So I think any sort of imbalance in that, partying and or social life, yeah, I agree, is going to be a problem. Let me see if he DM'd us back. So, what would you tell this guy? Like, what's your?
I would say move to a new town. You can't be that close to. Clearly, this man is addicted to his wife's pussy.
No, yeah, you almost do have to recognize that, like, I can't be around you. I can't be.
Yeah.
That's where the problem is with the phone. Because like we joke in the past about like when you used to break up, you just move to another town and then that's gone. She's gone. But also like protecting yourself, where it's just like, well, I can't reach her anymore. You know, like I'll move and then I won't even be tempted by you because you're not around.
Yeah,
but
if we're talking more,
but if I can just get that asshole on the phone, then like.
But it's still a plane ride away. Too far. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an addict realizes that they're in an uncomfortable situation.
I gotta go
situation might not be healthy.
I gotta go.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, it's not you.
Get out of town.
Yeah,
go.
But I mean, the technology can keep you at least like. He can maybe move on and be in another relationship, but if all of a sudden there's going to be like, well, you still got that on your phone every now and then, you're going through your camera roll and you're like, oh,
yeah,
that could be a problem. Well, let me just tell you that the update. So he sent that to me. That was on 4/14. And then just yesterday, update, the pic did not save my marriage. So there is a conclusion to the story here. The answer here in this situation was no, it was not enough. So that's why I really want to see the.
I am shocked.
I said, well, that's for the best. And he said, I agree. But I would love to see the picture because I'll be like, I could have, maybe I could have been like, yeah, I could have told you that's not enough. That wasn't enough. So there you have it, folks. Score one for the horny police on that one. Like they bonked you and you stayed broken up, and it's probably for the best. Maybe we'll hear a tale soon of the opposite, where nude pics was able to.
That's what the bonk's for. The bonk concusses you and you forget.
And you forget. Oh, you knock that horniness out of your head. Yeah. 96% of you motherfuckers watch these videos and aren't subscribed. Shout out to the 4%. You are good people. 4% of people are watching our clips.
That's about what I would guess the breakdown of
good people versus bad people
in the world.
Yeah.
Good people versus bad people. Probably about 96% to 4.
That's
but
fair.
Be a good person.
But it's not even. I'm not even asking you to be a good person. I'm asking you to push a button.
Yeah,
I'm asking you to click a button.
Yeah, you can be a bad person still, but just click the button.
You can be a piece of shit. Just click subscribe. 96% of you watch these clips and they're like, oh my God, that was a funny clip from this podcast. I liked it. And I'm just not going to help them out. The people who work to make it, the people who work to produce it, to post it, to upload it, and there's nothing from you. You're a bad person if you don't subscribe.
Be a good one.